thank you, Rich, and Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you all for being here on another special day for the Rangers and a fun off-season for our fans. I'd like to really start by thanking ownership for the commitment they've made this entire offseason and even last offseason to building a winning franchise. We have made a commitment to accelerate our timetable to win and our rebuild that we started a couple years ago via free agency and the resources that our ownership has provided. And today is another reflection of that and an exciting day for our franchise. Want to talk about Nate and the newest addition to our team, and I think his pedigree as a pitcher speaks for itself, but there were a number of things that really stood out in terms of why he's a fit for the Texas Ranger and was a primary target for us in free agency. And it really came about in one of the Zoom meetings that we had in the beginning stages of the offseason when I asked Nate one question, which is, you've accomplished a lot as a pitcher. What do you wish to accomplish in the next chapter of your career? And it was almost a reflexive answer, instinctively said, I want to win championships. And that really rang true in terms of what we're looking to do, how we're looking to build our club, and the type of people that we need here. Nate's a winning person, a winning teammate. He's an unbelievably hard worker. He values the role as a leader and really embodies everything we want our players to be. And we couldn't be more thrilled to have him now as a member of the Texas Rangers. We welcome Nate, his wife Becca, and their kiddos to the Rangers, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Hold it up real quick for one, and then we'll put it on. Straight in the back there.
All right. Put it on. All right. Good luck.
Okay, we'll take questions now. Please state your name and affiliation before you ask your question, and wait on the mic. First question.
Nathan Evan Grant from the Dallas Morning News. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you, Chris addressed a lot of stuff in that statement, but I'm wondering if you can talk to the same ideas of why you wanted to be here. And one word that he mentioned was leader, and I'm curious what your definition of leader is.
No, I mean, I think when it comes down to leader, I'm not the guy who's going to be giving the big speeches in the clubhouse, things like that, but I will be the guy who's going to be out there supporting my teammates, always being available for them. I love being out there watching bullpens, things like that, and then also, too, working on my craft. And I'm excited to be able to be here to work with all the young guys that are here. Maddox, the technology and everything that the Rangers have and provide, I think that's going to help us out tremendously. And then also, too, just working with the guys and with the things that I've learned in the past. I've dealt with injuries. I've dealt with the ups and downs of a season, and also having the success of things. So I feel like I've been able to, go through everything. And I think one of the biggest abilities is just being able to slow the game down and help those young guys see that. And just be able to be here for them and my teammates.
Nathan, Jeff Wilson with Rangers today. You want to win championships. Mm-hmm. What sold you that this is the place where you can do that?
I think it's about the way the ownership's been going on building the organization. I think from the ground up, we have. It takes more than just the 25 guys, the 40-man guys. It takes the entire organization, and I feel that they want to win. And it starts with this season. They went out. We were able to get DeGrom, Heaney. One of the biggest needs was pitching. Martin was able. He had an outstanding season last year. We were able to add me to the rotation. We got Dunning, Gray. We have an abundance of starting pitching, and that's not even reaching down into the minor leagues for the arms that are ready to come up. The bullpen's great. You've got the offense, the defense. I just think it's time to show those, prove to the younger guys and the guys that are already here that we can compete and we can win.
Nathan, Jared Sandler, the fan in Rangers Radio. Not many guys throw splitters these days. I'm just curious, when did you start, and why has that been such a good pitch? And maybe if there was a person or people who've kind of helped you evolve that pitch into what it is.
Yeah, so at the end of 14 when I was with the Marlins, I had a lot of innings, but I was giving up a lot of hits as well. And I was mainly fastball slider, mixing the curveball a little bit. And Chuck Hernandez was my pitching coach at the time, and he said he wanted to work on a fosh, basically a fastball changeup grip, just spread the fingers wider, and I took to it right away. And when I got traded over to the Yankees, Larry Rothschild was, hey, well, this is the pitch we're going to be working on. And I think just for me, I have big hands, and I can spread the ball pretty easily in my fingers, and I think just being able to throw that for strikes, I can start at the top of the zone for a strike and then command it below the zone as well, and I think it just adds to my repertoire of my pitches, and I don't know, I think just with the splitter alone, it's just always been my go-to pitch. I just throw it like a fastball and trust it.
And what does it mean to you to be able to pitch in the state of Texas?
It means everything. I think one of the biggest things is family. It's, we're 4 hours away. We're south of Houston, but it's a lot easier for them to commute, come up here, see us during the game, during the season. I know everybody always loved it when we'd go down there and play the Astros because there was an opportunity for them to come out and watch me play. And even if I wasn't playing, they would come out there to just watch the game and support us. So it's going to be a lot better, I think, this year having them so close. And it's still, they still have to commit the drive and to come up here, but I think it's going to be a lot more fun for them as well.
Hey, Nathan. Leslie McCaslin, Valley Sports. Welcome. You mentioned the ownership, but how did CY sell you on the future of the Rangers and what he sees for this club?
I think it's just the vision that they have. Again, you saw what they were able to do last year, adding the guys that they needed, and then they went out and they addressed the issues that they had from last season. And I would say that, they did everything that they could in adding to the starting rotation. And again, I view starting pitching as the key to winning a championship. I think everything falls off of that. When the guys know that, you have your guy on the mound who's going to go out there and go 7 innings, they have the confidence coming into the field every day. If, you're not trying to piece a team together, you have those guys out there taking the ball for you the entire season, and you can't just do it with the 5 guys. We have 7, 8, 9 guys, and again, that's where I touch. I'm not too familiar with everybody down in the minors, but everybody's got the guy ready to come up and, help the team compete to win. And for me, that was one of the biggest pieces. And then also, too, all the technology again. I've always been big on mechanics and having an understanding of what I'm doing out there. And I do a lot of dry work, and I work on my craft all the time. And they have, what is it called? The
Sports Science Lab?
Yeah, the Sports Science Lab, I guess. And it's, we got a tour of everything, and I'm just excited to be able to go in there, and you get that instant feedback right away. So.
What type of leader would you say you are? A lot of guys lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are more vocal. What will you bring?
I would say leading by example. I try to make sure I do everything right, and I try to. I don't try. I take a lot of pride when I come into the field. I'm missing time away from my family, so I don't want to be coming into the field not working. And the Rangers are putting a lot of faith in me to come out there and take the ball every start, and that's what I want to be able to do. And go out there and compete for the fans, and again, show them that we can win and go out there and win.
Nathan, when the Rangers agreed with Heaney during the middle of the winter meetings, that gave them 5 experienced starters. As you're watching the market, was there a point in time where you thought, okay, Texas is not going to be an option for me? Did this development come as a surprise at all to you?
Yeah, just during the whole process, it was. I felt it was different this time around. There were a lot of teams that were interested, and then it faded, or they got to make moves to make their team better. And when they got to DeGrom and added Heaney, I did. I thought the chance might be over, but my agency did an outstanding job in just staying on the ball, and this was one of the places where we wanted to be. 1, being close to home, and 2, how much we felt that they wanted to win and go out there and compete. And again, there's ways about going out there and competing and trying to piece together a team, and it's one of the ways that we liked. And again, my agency did an outstanding job and staying in communication with CY and Ray, and we were able to get it done, and I'm super excited to be here.
So, the follow-up, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you feel in that regard like you guys pushed it a little bit, like you basically went to the Rangers and said we'd like to be there?
I mean, I'm not really sure how it works on both sides. I try to stay out of it as much as I can. I'm trusting them to get the job done for me, and they were able to go out there and do that for me.
Evan, just to piggyback on that, it was mutual. And Nathan and his representation at Aces did a tremendous job of making this happen. The timing aligned to where it came together, and we certainly couldn't be more thrilled, but it was certainly, the feeling was mutual.
Nathan, your career RA in the postseason is just a tick over 3. What about the postseason gets you going?
I feel like you play your entire season to get there to the postseason, and it comes down to the wire, and it comes down to winning 11 more games. And for me, it's doing everything I can in those moments to be able to put the team on the back in a way, to go out there and give them everything. Again, I don't know. It's something about the postseason, the vibes, the fans, the energy that it brings, and being able to step out there and know that you have the ball, and the ball's in your hand essentially, and you're setting the tone for the team. I think all the hard work and everything that comes into it, all the preparation, it all comes down to that one moment, and I don't know. It's just something about the moment. I love it.
Nate, Alex Blink, Dallas Sports Fanatic. You and Martine were teammates in Boston. Now you're reunited. What is it about Martine that maybe you bring the best of him, he brings the best of you? What can you say about Martine?
Martine's awesome. He gets along with everybody. You never really catch him angry, things like that. But he has that same work ethic I feel I do, and he's always out there watching guys, trying to help the younger guys, and he understands it. It's not a me sport. You have to put in your work, but you also have to be available for your teammates and help them out. And you have to have a good clubhouse vibe, and I feel he brings that to the team. And again, he's been through ups and downs as well. In Boston, he didn't finish the way he wanted to. He was able to stay healthy, and he came back over here and he reinvented himself. And he's one of those starters who's able to take the ball every start and go out there and give you a good quality start.
Hey, Chris, I think in looking back, there were 14 or 16 starters in the big leagues last year who made at least 10 starts and had a 5-to-1 strikeout to walk rate. You've got 3 of them now. What is the significance of that? Because we've talked a lot about strikeouts, but the ratio, I think, has some significance.
Yeah,
to you guys
Evan,
as well.
I think you're spot on in terms of it's not only the ability to strike guys out, but it's also the ability to limit the walks. And so hitters have to earn their way on base. And it certainly was a focal point for us in terms of our off-season targets, and an area that we've dramatically needed to improve. And I think we've addressed that in terms of the pitchers that we've gotten this offseason. And certainly Mike Maddox is going to play a major role in that as well, in terms of just the compete mentality and attack mindset. But when you combine the mindset with the ability to really, and the stuff to get swing and miss, it sets up to be a really good staff.
Chris, when you look at where you guys finished last year and knowing how much you needed and how many pieces and things that need to be shuffled this offseason, and you sit here now and look at everything you guys were able to do, did you think this was possible, though?
I'm not good about reflecting, Leslie. I just know that we're not where we want to be. We won 68 games last year. Our fans deserve better. Our ownership is committed. Our front office is committed. Our coaching staff is committed, and our players are committed to building a winning franchise and a team that competes for World Series championships. And until we do that, we're not going to stop.
Nathan Kennedy, Landry, MLB.com. As recently as 2021, you had a career year. You were an all-star. Is there something you can pinpoint that year specifically that you were able to kind of bring out the best in yourself?
I think it was just the consistency with my mechanics. I really felt locked in the entire year. Obviously, the medical staff over with the Red Sox did a tremendous job, and they took really good care of us. But I want to say it was my mechanics. I felt really secure the entire time, and then this year I had a few injuries and a few hiccups down the road, and I just felt like I never could get back on track mechanically. And when I did, I ended up getting hurt again. So I felt like I had a lot of inconsistencies last year, but I would say my mechanics were the key thing for me, and that's part of the reason I'm so excited to be over here and have the technology and the sports science lab of just you have those instant feedbacks from an outing, and also too if the things that I'm working on, I can get that right away from a bullpen.
Just follow up on that. Health-wise, you feel fully healthy, ready to go into
Yeah,
2023.
absolutely. I feel amazing.
So, Chris, to Leslie's point, you've said during 5 different press conferences, I think this winter, you can never have enough pitching. Well, you haven't said that yet today, so I'll let you say that in this answer. But when you set out this winter to add pitching, was there a number that in talks with ownership you thought was realistic for the number of starters you could add? 2, 3?
Some of that's just dictated by the market, Evan, and the willingness and the desire for pitchers to want to be here. And I think that we have been very fortunate that we've had a number of very talented players who wanted to be Texas Rangers, and they made it happen on their end as much as us making it happen on ours. And when you have that mutual feeling and desire to partner together, this is what's happened. This is the result of that. So we didn't know going in. We knew we needed to add multiple starting pitchers, and I think we've addressed that. We've done that. We feel very good about not only the quality but the depth of starting pitching we have going into this season. But I will say it again, you can never have enough starting pitching.
CY, when you look at the rotation that you built, I know that perhaps there are moves for the bullpen that could be coming, but how much does having the rotation that you've built already improve the bullpen because of the workload that you'd expect your starters to take on?
Yeah, Jared, it's a great question. It's something I actually thought of this morning in terms of reflecting on what is appropriate to say today. And I think that starting pitching doesn't just make the starting pitching better, it makes the entire team better. It makes the bullpen better, it makes the offense better, it makes the defense better. It engages everybody. It creates a mindset when you come to the park every day that you expect to win because you have somebody like Nate on the mound that day. And in turn, our bullpen does benefit by having starters that compete, that go deep in the games, that set a tone, a mindset. There's so much that goes into it. And Nate alluded to it, and I stand by it as well, that starting pitching is the key to winning. And I feel very good about the starting pitchers we have.
Okay, we'll end it on that. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you soon.